Tell me about a behavior you would like your partner to change or improve on. Does anybody have that behavior or behavior they would like their partner to change or improve on? Come on. You willing to come up? Oh. No, you come on now. Your partner can come up with you. Yeah. Your partner can come up with you.
So it's a little fresh. So I don't know.
I got you, brother. You're going to be safe. I got you. Listen, look, trust me, man. I got you.
We're having an argument about time coming to the marriage retreat. And my wife felt like something was important, right? That she wanted to do. I felt like something else was more important. She was like, no, this is important. I can't wait. Okay, so she won, right? And she did what she thought was important, so I had to figure out some other things to do. So the plan was, okay, we'll get here at least by 3 o'clock, right? And so at 1 o'clock, my wife wasn't home yet, and so I'm like, okay, I had to get a cake pan for a cake that I baked for a party I won't be at tomorrow.
You're doing good.
So at 1:07, I get a text message, where are you? Now in my mind, my wife was in the driveway. She pulled up, she saw my car wasn't there, and she's texting me, where are you? So I'm like, call, where are you? So I know that I'm now about to get blamed for being late, right? She was like, well, I expected when I got home to, just get my stuff together and just go. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you're not gonna blame this being late thing on me because, like, we were supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. You decided to do something else, like, I don't wanna hear it, right? But I didn't say any of that.
They're all looking at your wife, look at you.
So the question that was asked to me was, do I have to wait on you to do something with that cake? And I just felt like now I'm again getting blamed for whatever it is. Like I'm blamed now for being late. I'm 5-10 minutes late and now it's all on me. You didn't hear anything I said earlier, like about all the time stuff that we were dealing with. I kind of yielded to that, and now all of a sudden, like, every chance you get, you're like, oh, you're late. Oh, you're late. And I'm like, really? Am I? That's what it is.
Give him a round of applause, right? No, and this is the thing. I appreciate the fact that you allowed him to talk. Like seriously. No, seriously. Like, we got to stop and highlight that for a second. She didn't interject. She didn't make, that's not right. Oh, right? And that says a lot about your respect for each other, because that might have not been what you agree on. But listening doesn't equal consent. Because she sat there and listened, it didn't mean she agreed. We're so defensive, we won't even hear our partner out. That's his perspective. She stayed out of judgment. That's how he felt. So before you describe what you were experiencing, this is going to be the kicker. This is the part. This is the skill. It's going to be tough, but I got you. We'll walk you through it. Okay? Okay, so this is what you'll do to help out, right? This is called a technique where we lubricate what we're about to say. You want your message to be absorbed by your husband. So you got to lubricate. The way you lubricate, because he's going to be thrown off by this, because he's probably not usually expecting this. You're going to take time to acknowledge what he was experiencing. And you're going to ask for his help. You're going to say, hey, so what I'm hearing you say is you were feeling as if, and then I don't want to do it for you, but you go into that. You would acknowledge what he felt. Now, you still don't got to agree with it. But you're going to take time, and then you're going to say, am I getting that right? Is that right? And if you don't, just say, well, we'll help correct that. Just take time to truly understand what you heard him say. And give that to him right now.
I'm glad that we're here.
Oh, pause. This is the thing. We try to give sugar. I'm not asking for sugar. I'm not. No, this is good. I'm not asking for sugar. I want you to be very specific in terms of giving him back, not interpretation. You want to do the best you can using words he said. What I heard you say, we're only going to talk about what you heard him say.
What I heard you say is that you felt like I was blaming you for being late to this marriage retreat. And you felt like I was using you baking a cake to justify us getting here late.
Did I get that right?
Did I get that right? What other part did I miss?
Good.
So I knew you didn't know that I was baking the cake because that was something I figured I could do in the time that I was waiting. But I guess what I didn't say was that I had been waiting, like,
Take your time.
Come on, brother.
So I've been waiting and trying to figure out, I guess, things to do in that time. And then I guess when the first thing that you said was, you're not home, you're late, it made me angry. It was frustrating to hear. And I didn't want to lash out because I didn't want to look ugly here, right? So I tried to deal with it, but I was angry.
I kind of feel like
What I heard you say,
what I heard you say is that you were angry because you felt like you waited for me all morning.
ask if you got that right.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Now pause. I want you to be heard, but this is the one-way street analogy that's so hard. We want to take our turn. We don't want to take our turn and go. We want to go now. You're doing such a great job. You're the star of the show right now because you're being patient and you're allowing your husband to be heard. Before we go any further, because you're going to have a voice, I promise you. What did you just experience with the level of patience your wife is exhibiting in making sure you felt heard?
De-escalated. I can get upset quickly, so I didn't feel the energy to stay in that space.
Wow. So what I'm hearing you really say is you now can have the capacity to hear whatever she got to say now. More? Okay, so let me put the science behind this for a second. This is the science right here, okay? When men's heart rate get to a certain level, they can't hear anymore. So there are therapists that do work with heart monitors on both partners. And when the husband gets to a certain heart rate, they have to pause the session until the heart rate goes back down. So what you're doing, what you have to be mindful of as his partner, if his heart rate, if that anger is so escalated, it doesn't matter what you say. He's not going to hear it anyway. So we got to prime. We got to get the environment ready to even be heard. But instead, we're so anxious and eager to tell how we feel, we haven't even produced a place or an environment where it can be heard. So the reason why I'm slowing you down is because your words matter. And I don't want them to be missed. And if his heart rate is escalating and he's so furious, then it's like you're throwing a sailboat into a tsunami. What's he going to do? And then both of you walk away hurt, right? And this is why I'm using the gender differences, right? Men's heart rates take longer to escalate and even longer to de-escalate. Women can go up and down the emotional cycle really quickly. We can't. The reason why is because when God made us to go hunt saber-toothed tigers back in the Ice Age, we couldn't be out there and be like, oh, I don't feel like it anymore. No. We would get eaten. A woman can do that. You know what? Let's just go home. Like, no. We would have starved to death, right? Like, no. Men can't do that. If we're about to fight, we're going to be fighting. The adrenaline, the emotion, all that kicking in, the testosterone, we can't just de-escalate. You have a gift he doesn't have. And if he's in a de-escalated state, now he can hear you. So the goal has to be able to be patient enough to de-escalate your man so he can hear you. What value would your words have if he wasn't able to hear them? Nothing. So it's not that we want one to go before the other. I care about what your words mean to him. Right? Now, you can share a little bit about what you felt because he's now able to hear it. Because I want you to have a voice. I don't want it just to be a one-man show. And this is the thing. While she's sharing, it's game time. This is your goal. You have to listen to key statements that she makes. That's how you win. That's how you're able to de-escalate her. Because she also wants the gift of being heard. Guess what? The content of the cake pan being late, none of that means anything. Y'all are going to forget about that in a couple days, if not hours. So right now, your focal point, being the fixer, okay, it's game time. How do I listen to her? What key emotions was she experiencing? What words am I catching? Right? Now you get to reflect and focus on what she's saying. And you give her that back, because then it de-escalates her even more. So you did your part. You got him a little bit more lubricated to hear. Now you can land the words. He knows what he needs to do. He's going to give you that same gift because you just showed him. You were his helpmate. You had to be equally, if not stronger, just now. I'm asking you to do the same for your partner.
Love of my life.
You see how they throw the sauce on it?
I am sorry that you felt.
Hold, real quick. I'm interjecting. This is why. We instinctively want to apologize. But the way you apologize, you've already done that. Your apology was in letting him know that you hurt his emotions and feelings. So you were about to apologize. You already gave him the apology. The apology was to give him that space to acknowledge, hey, wow, what I heard you say is you felt, and you shared that already. We sometimes think I'm sorry is the apology. No, right? If you want to apologize, reiterate what you heard him feel. Man, so what I heard you say and what you felt was.
I heard that you felt very frustrated this morning. My heart was not to frustrate you. I was hoping that you truly understood that this morning I had a meeting that I felt like I had to go to because I had already committed to it before I realized that we had this marriage retreat today. When I came home at 1, knowing that you knew that I got home at 12:30, I assumed that you would be ready to go when I got home. I should not have assumed that. The comment that I made about waiting for you, I said, do we have to wait for your cake to be done? Because I was just really in my mind trying to figure out how long it was gonna take to get down to Austin. I was not implying that, oh my gosh, here I go, having to wait for you, making your cake at the spur of the moment for somebody to drop off on our way to Austin. I heard that you felt frustrated, and I heard that you felt like I was blaming you for us being late. I think we could have just done a better job of communicating that, our plan this morning. But obviously you did not make us late. We're here, and hopefully we have a great rest of the time.
Thank you. I want to highlight some things, right? And this is all impromptu. Obviously, I'm trying to give you guys a demonstration of what I would have done with couples in therapy, with an alliance, et cetera, et cetera. But this is something I want you guys to take away and everyone to see. Leading with the emotions means more than the content. And this is something that I want you to really highlight that your wife provided you just now. She was able to also slow down and give you the understanding that there was a block in communication. And she used words like, I assumed, right? And you said that word knowing like, oh yeah, I assumed. Like, I didn't get clarity with you. I didn't call on the way home and say, hey, I didn't, before leaving, indicate what the plan was. And you did the same. You were like, in my mind, I thought, in my mind, I felt. Those are the triggers you have to understand when speaking to your partner. If you say, in my mind, or I assume, you already messed up. Right? We have to eradicate in my minds and I assume. But what you guys have done just now, which is so beautiful, conflict is about next time. Let's say that. Conflict is about next time. Let me hear y'all say that. Conflict is about next time. Because next time, they know. See, the luxury of monogamy, marriage, this beautiful union, is that it's a never-ending lesson. It's a never-ending lesson, which means we get better every day if we take the time to do the work that they're doing up here. Because next time, you guys have been empowered with a gift. If you take nothing from this retreat, you now have an understanding of next time how to negotiate and articulate and communicate what the plans are. And how many more next times will you have? A lifetime of next times. So you've learned something for next time. And guess what? It still may not be perfect next time, but it's going to get a little bit better. And then next time, it'll get a little bit better. And the next time, it'll get a little bit better. So that's where it starts. But instead, what we do is we retain the feelings, and we think as men, all right, I'm just not going to say nothing about it. No, because you still feel something. The way you were telling the story versus just now is different. And you would have held that the whole day.
I was holding it.
Yeah. So a round of applause because Chris saved their night. Yeah. See, now y'all get to have a good night, right? Like, thank you. That's a gift. Yeah. See, and he was nervous about volunteering, right? Shoot, get your money's worth out of this hotel now. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. See, good work.